After Kubo confirmed that Lloyd didn't actually fight Yamamoto with his own strength, but instead used around 70 to 80% of Yuaba's power, my whole view of this character flipped upside down. At first, I used to see Royd as one of the Quincies who really deserved respect. He looked like he could keep up with the strongest Shinigami, using nothing but his own Quincy ability, and I really liked that idea. And I honestly considered him one of those fighters who showed the true greatness of the Quincies. But you know, when we found out that what he showed in that battle wasn't his own strength at all, just a borrowed power from his master, he completely lost his place for me as one of the Sternritter I respected. For me, a character who doesn't fight with their own power is nothing but a shadow of someone else, and that's exactly why I narrowed down the list of Quincies I truly respect. For me, the ones who really matter are those who fight with their own power, who rely only on their strength, and among them, one character stands out more than anyone else. The Quincy, the sensei of many Sternritter, Quilge Opie. This guy, guys, is one of the few who showed us what a true Quincy is all about. A perfect balance between the old school Quincy traditions and the new techniques like wall standing. That's why, guys, in this video, let's talk about the things that make Quilge Opie different from anyone else. But before we start, guys, don't forget to support the video by hitting the like button and leave your great comments that makes the comment section rich with unique ideas about the story of Bleach. And for those who want to support me, you can join the channel membership, support me on Patreon, or send your support through thanks donation or PayPal. And thank you guys so much. And first of all, guys, his design. When you look at Quilge Opie, it's like looking at the classic image of a Quincy we always imagined from the very beginning. His cold, calm face, his strict eyes that doesn't mess around, the neatly styled hair, and that clean white military uniform. All of it screams discipline and authority. He looks less like just another soldier and more like a noble officer leading an army. And what makes it even better, guys, is that his personality matched his look perfectly. He wasn't reckless or wild like some of the other Sternritter. His words were always calculated, and his tone always carried that serious, commanding presence. To me, Quilge Opie fit like Kubo's way of showing us the official, organized face of the Quincies, while other Sternritter like BG9, Pernida, Pepe relied on weird designs or brutal fighting styles. Quilge Opie was the opposite, pure order and discipline, and that's what made his presence stand out so much. And secondly, guys, his position in the Van der Reich. Most fans can remember him as Ichigo's first real opponent in the Thousand Year Blood War arc, but the truth goes way deeper than that. Kubo revealed that Quilge Opie was actually the combat instructor of the Sternritter, and that changed everything. Think about it, guys. The first Sternritter we met wasn't just some random warm-up villain. He was basically the guy who trained a lot of Sternritter in the Van der Reich, which means that some of the most popular Sternritter might be actually one of his students. And that tells us how respected he was inside Yuaba's army, and proves he wasn't just another fighter in the ranks, and I'm sure he was one of the main guys who built the Van der Reich. And because of that high status, it makes sense that he had access to information no one else had. That's why he had knowledge about Uryu Ishida when he said Uryu couldn't possibly be weak. It wasn't just some random comment, it was based on facts he already knew. And honestly, this was one of the smartest foreshadowings Kubo gave us. Quilge Opie was basically saying, pay attention, this kid is going to be way more important than you think. And that confidence could only come from someone who knew more than he let on. He was literally the only Sternritter who noticed Uryu's strength, while everyone else had no clue about him. And also, guys, his knowledge of Quincy history. One simple line from Quilge Opie made me realize how deep his character actually is. It's when he mentioned Uryu's grandfather, Soken Ishida, saying that Soken opposed the Van der Reich research. And that little line opened up a window to a history we never got to see. So where did Quilge Opie learn that? Did he actually live through that era and see Soken's actions himself? Or was he one of the few who had access to the secret Van der Reich archives? Either way, it connects him directly to the deep roots of Quincy history. And that's why I always imagine how different that Sternritter meeting would have been when Yuabak named Uryu as his successor. If Quilge had been there, of course, Asking did a great job calming everyone down, but if Quilge was present, we probably would have gotten a lot of more info about Uryu and even about Soken Ishida. Now we have spoken about his character and his knowledge, we can talk about his fighting style. This is where Quilge Opie truly shines. Many Sternritter relied on bizarre or monstrous powers, some even turned into something completely different, depending entirely on their script. But Quilge Opie stayed loyal to his Quincy way of fighting. In his battle against Loli and Minole, against Hariben's Fraction, and later against Ichigo and Ion, he always fought with his traditional Quincy tools, bow and arrows, Rishi manipulation, and even when he activated his wall standing, it wasn't just a flashy transformation, it was a natural extension of his Quincy skills, especially in his unique ability called P-Skill. This power grants him immense control over Rishi, to the point where Kobo described him as the Quincy with the greatest capacity to capture and manipulate Rishi. Proof of this is that even after activating his wall standing and absorbing Ion, his strength only began to decline once Ichigo destroyed his Heiligen Shine, which turned out to be the key point behind the collapse of P-Skill. And this shows us that Quilge's strength isn't just a raw offensive power, but rather a complete system built on control and domination. And that's exactly why I respected him more. And Quilge Opie's abilities don't stop there. We have also Ranso Chinga. When he used Ranso Chinga against Ion, no Sternritter had ever used that before, and even Mayuri once said, not everyone can use it. And more than that, guys, we can speak about his role in the story. What makes Quilge Opie unforgettable for me at least is that he wasn't just a throwaway villain to warm things up for Ichigo. He was a symbol of what the Quincy were meant to represent. Disciplined soldiers who combined knowledge and strength. His role as a Sternritter instructor gave him special respect. His knowledge of Uryu and Soken tied him into the bigger picture of the story, and his battles showed us the essence of the true Quincy spirit. All of that made his short screen time feel important, like he was silently telling us even the side characters here have deeper roots than you think. And finally, guys, I just can't help but I feel disappointed that Kobo never gave us a proper flashback about Quilge. Imagine if we had seen his past, how he trained the young Sternritter, or how he met Soken Ishida and debated with him, or even just glimpses of his life before joining the Van der Reich. That kind of flashback would have made Quilge Opie a legendary character among the Sternritter, but sadly all we got were a few moments here and there. Still, even those were enough to make him, in my eyes, one of the most respectable Quincies ever. So guys, what do you think about Quilge Opie as a character, as a Sternritter? Tell me guys in the comments, and see you in my next video.